freshman year of college picture for some. Makes me think a lot of last year when Alexandria started. You can get a picture of the bed all nice and neat. Mom's got the room all dressed up. This year, stepdad takes some stuff over and dumps it. Sophomore year's not quite the same.
Any more waters around, are there?
No, I haven't looked in the press box. There's a fridge in here.
It's none. I got the last.
Check. Jeremy, not too loud. How's that? Better. That's as loud as it goes.
We'll at least wait till after the national anthem. That's.
See if anybody's kneeling. See if anybody's kneeling.
Welcome to Winfield, West Virginia for high school football on Network West Virginia. It is the War on 34 between Hurricane and Winfield. My name is Brian Guthrie alongside Joe Stevens and Steve Spencer on camera for us this evening here in Winfield. We are ready for one of the great rivalries games in West Virginia. As I said, it's the War on 34, but Joe Stevens joining me here. This is a one-sided war if you go back into the history books a little bit.
It really is. Right now, Hurricane is on a 7-game winning streak, and last year they won 31-15, and it's a AAA school against a AA school. But, again, it's the War on 34, and believe me, neither one of these teams think they're going to lose tonight because it's one of those games. It's between two strong rivalries that you just throw out the records and see what the final score might be.
Last time Winfield won this game was 2009. They won by a point because Hurricane missed an extra point, had a few turnovers. Hurricane comes into this game ranked 8th in the Metro News Power rankings here in the before the season starts.
And Winfield is 10th.
Winfield 10th in AA, but there's a disparity between the best in AAA and the best in AA.
It really is. And, you know, there's another game tonight here in not too far away between Wayne of AA Power and Spring Valley, a AAA Power. It's very similar. It really is, these two games. But tonight's game, you look at Hurricane's size, and Winfield's got to make it up with their speed, with their linemen, because right now Hurricane's size across both front lines is much larger than Winfield.
And this game a lot about turnovers. Last year Winfield, I believe Coach Snyder said they turned it over 4 times, and they're never going to beat Hurricane turning it over like that.
One thing going for Winfield, though, they are on their home turf tonight. Hurricane is used to playing on that artificial turf over in Hurricane. This is natural grass, so we'll see what that might mean. I'm really surprised. What I'm really surprised is that we didn't have a rainstorm of about 2 inches of rain that might have slowed down Christian Hill, the all-state running back for the Hurricane Redskins.
The field is in great shape. The weather is perfect. This is about as good of a day as you could order out of a catalog for a game like this. And like you said, slowing down Christian Hill from Hurricane. Big job is in front of Nick Vance for Winfield. He was a running back last year. Now he's replacing Andrew Huff, who was a 4-year starter for the Generals. Different guy taking the snaps. Same general idea out of that single wing for the Generals.
And most of the time when Vance took the snaps last year, it was out of a wildcat formation, and the other team knew exactly what was going to happen, run right, run left, and Vance still gained almost 600 yards last year.
So we're looking forward to a great game. And like you mentioned, last year, 31-15 Hurricane a winner. Winfield went on to average 43 points a game through the rest of the season. So they were hanging big numbers on people the rest of the way, and both of these teams made it to the quarterfinals of the playoffs.
Hurricane's defense was very stout last year. I guess their best returning starter is J.T. Cooper. We'll have some more on him as the game goes on, but he had 17 tackles in last year's game, and he will be another driving force this year. Hurricane is very young up front. Winfield is experienced up front. That might be a telling difference also.
And Hurricane's going to take the opening kick here, and a number to throw out is number 1 for the Redskins, and Nate Barham. Played for
he South Charleston to Hurricane, and actually he became eligible to run track later in the year.
Okay.
And he was a member of the winning state AAA track team that Hurricane had. In fact, he ran in the 4x100 with Christian Hill.
But when you get skill players from South Charleston, there's usually a lot of skill that comes with them.
Well, there was another one that played last year that made he was honorable mention All-State, and that was Cordon Caron, and he was a receiver, a transfer from South Charleston, a speed burner, and wait till you see Nate fly.
As the teams head out, kicking off for Winfield is going to be, I'm going to say this wrong, Caden Jarouge, Jarrouj. And And we will see Barham as one of the deep men for the Redskins.
Coach Snyder going old school, getting a lineman to kick.
Along with 18, Gabe Fleener, and 10, Cole Stover. The deep men to receive for the Hurricane Redskins. And the war on 34 is about to get underway.
Throw out the records. Here we go.
We're underway. Straight on kick. Going to bounce to the numbers and skip past Stover. Looking for some room to go. Check that. That is 20. Chase Hager. And Hager will be brought down by a wave of green jerseys.
Chase Hager is a ninth grader for Hurricane. He was the quarterback for the conference-winning Hurricane Middle School champions last year. Chase is, if he gets some open field, he is quite. He's another speed.
First and 10 for Hurricane at the 16-yard line, and we will see. We'll get our first look here.
Austin Womack will be under center.
Number 14.
Austin Womack. A little change by Coach Taylor here. Everybody was expecting the senior Nathan Roy to be under center, but it's Austin Womack, who they said was going to split some time with Roy.
Out of the shotgun. Handoff on the first play. And this is Hager again, and he will be lucky to make the line of scrimmage. Nice tackle there by Cameron Brooks.
Christian Hill on the carry.
Oh, sorry.
Christian Hill, number 28.
28. I thought it was 20. Good catch.
Christian Hill is an all-stater from last year, gaining 1,600-plus yards for the Hurricane Redskins.
14 touchdowns.
And 14 touchdowns. He's a workhorse.
They'll call it 2nd and 10 back at the 16 again. They'll go out of the shotgun.
Now we got Roy.
Roy is in there, yeah.
In the shotgun.
And they're going to go to Hill again.
Expect him to carry 36 times tonight.
He's going to get his touches. He's good for about 5 or 6. So 3rd and manageable for the Redskins here on the opening drive of this game. Just underway here in the first quarter, 10:45. Hurricane stays in that kind of a spread look with a wing. General's looking to put some pressure on. Nice pass completed out to Barnum. And he will get the first down.
Pass by number 2, Nathan Roy, complete to number 1, Nate Barham.
Barham just made a move, got somebody to miss, and got enough for the first down, and Hurricane will stay on the field. Oh,
there's a flag on the field. Might be coming back. They're talking over where the tackle was made. No flag. Waving it off.
Flag is being waved off by the officials.
So that should be a first down.
Plays a Hurricane first down.
Great crowd here at Winfield High School.
And there's still the line is 25 yards long to get
almost
into the
out to the
General
road.
Stadium. Yes, it is. The war on 34. We're underway here at General Stadium.
Roy again out of the shotgun. Fakes to Hill, and he will unload. Looking down the far sideline and knocked away. Carson Crouch makes the defensive play for the Generals, saving a big play. Not a lot of
R.J. Engel was out there. He had 2 or 3 steps on Crouch, but the pass was underthrown, and Crouch was able to recover and make a very good defensive backfield play there.
On an island out there by himself, one-on-one coverage, and makes a good play. Yeah, it was a little short arm, wasn't it? Roy will go out of the shotgun again here on 2nd down. And it'll be Hill, and he's got all kinds of room. 35, 40, 45 near sideline midfield before he is taken out of bounds. Big run for number 28, Christian Hill. Hurricanes all-stater getting a big chunk here in the first drive of the game. Almost feels like that's what Hurricane was waiting for. It's just kind of, he'll find his spot and get it.
He'll pick his spot, like you said, especially if he can get outside. He's got the speed to break it open when he gets clean air.
Going to go play action again out to Barham, and he is brought down immediately. That's Caleb Cottrell, number 6 for the Generals, making the stop.
He was up on Barnum as quick as he caught it. He was up on him and made a good open field tackle, because if he doesn't make that tackle, Barnum's gone.
Redskins taking some time here, getting to play in from the sideline. And now they will line up. They'll stay in that shotgun formation. Hill again. Cut at the knees as Cameron Brooks comes up out of the secondary to make the stop. Short gain for the Redskins. It'll be 3rd and long.
Hill's 5'8", 181 pounds. He is very top heavy. I mean, he has got some very strong shoulders, and the only way to get him down is like he did right there, and that was around the legs.
3rd and 9 for the Redskins. They'll go play action. Roy looking to throw again. He'll unload it down the near sideline. Jump ball is brought down by Barham, and he will go to the house. Touchdown, Redskins. It almost, oh, there is a flag down. That one looked like it was almost short-armed again.
It was a jump ball situation, and Barham just basically out-jumped him.
Made the adjustment. And is it going to come back? Winfield crowd says it's coming back. Ooh, that's a killer. Legal shift. Ouch. Especially when it takes points off the board. It's a little bit more painful then. The Generals dodge a bullet. Makes it 3rd and about 14, if not 15, for the Redskins from the ball's moved back to their half of the field. And the Generals now have a chance to get the Redskins off the field here if they can come up with a stop.
They ran it a few times last year, but watch Christian Hill out of the backfield on a screen pass here.
Roy in the shotgun. Senior quarterback will play action, flip out into the flat, little bubble screen sort of play. And that is going to be good. Boy, that's going to be close. 8, Ryan Moses, junior wideout, makes the catch. And oh boy, more laundry. That's going to be, the play itself result is about a yard short.
But they're bringing it back.
At what point is Coach Taylor going, all right, first game, first drive, but boys, you're killing me?
Believe me, they've already heard from him. 3rd and 19.
Ball sits inside the Redskin 45. They need the Hurricane 36 for a first down. Or excuse me, the Winfield 36. Draw to Hill on the move.
And a flag's down.
Another one?
Hill on the carry, tackled by number 5,
yep.
Cameron Brooks, but there is a flag on the field.
Face mask.
Face mask penalty goes against the Generals.
Any face mask is an automatic first down, isn't it?
It's a defensive foul. It would be the same as defensive holding, so we will see what the call is from
they tack 5 to the end of the run. It puts it about the Winfield 40. Have to take the result of the play then. That would make it 4th down, right?
4th down.
The stick still says 3rd.
Well, we're going with 4th.
I would think it'd have to be 4th down if you took the result of the play. Roy waiting for the call from the sideline.
Jeremy Taylor. Coach Taylor calls all the plays.
Hill alongside on 3rd or 4th and short, and Hill is stacked up and knocked backwards. It must have been 3rd down. They're saying clock keeps rolling. Wow, that was interesting.
They're calling 4th down now. So you gain the yardage, and then you have a face mask
tacked onto it, and then they get to redo the down? That doesn't sound right.
That's why we're doing the broadcast.
I'm no official. That sounds funny to me. Hurricanes going to put their punt team on about 4th and 5.5. And now Winfield's going to call a timeout right at the snap, and they may have been trying to see if Hurricane was going to fake.
Timeout called by the Generals.
Tim McCutcheon, the punter for Hurricane, also handles the kicking duties, the place kicking duties for the Redskins. In fact, he's a preseason all-state punter and kicker. He was a transfer last year from North Carolina and took over the kicking duties in the first game of the season and never relinquished them. In fact, he had a number of field goals last year, and he just missed in the quarterfinals against Huntington in a pouring rainstorm. Just missed a 45-yarder. I mean, just missed, and it's still a miss, but my goodness, the young man gave it his best shot.
Happy to have you along as we get the 2018 season started here on Network West Virginia. The season starting in earnest last night with a few games, including Morgantown beating Parkersburg 45-35, Wheeling Central pounding Williamstown. I know Wheeling Park beat the Tar out of Brook.
George Washington beats South
Charleston. So now we get more whistles and a flag down.
False start called on Hurricane.
Now I would think they will for sure punt. I would
5 penalty. Well, he punted there. He was doing a rugby-style kick. But 5 penalties on this opening drive?
Yeah, this is the opening drive of the game. We're at 6:43 of the first quarter.
Bring up 4th down and 11.
So 4th and 11. Ball booted away. And not much on the return for the Generals.
Hurricane is coming off an impressive year athletic-wise for the whole school. They won 4 championships last year. They were number 1 in soccer. They won in track, and they came in 2nd place in cross country. And baseball also won the championship. Girls softball also won the state championship, and the show choir also won the championship. So they're coming off a successful student athletic year in the Hurricane High School neighborhood. And a lot of those players are on this team, and a lot of the track players that won the championship are on this team.
So we will see the single wing from the Winfield Generals for the first time tonight. And it is a quick run and quickly brought to the ground, and Redskins came out with the football. Is it going to be a turnover in the first play? And the Generals put it on the deck on the first play, and the Redskins get it back.
Cameron Kimball, senior.
Wow.
Linebacker. Stand-up linebacker was in on that recovery.
An auspicious start there for Nick Vance taking over at quarterback.
Was it Vance on the carry?
I think it was. 4, yeah, I think that might have been him.
Okay, Hurricane now
regardless
has the ball in the deep in the Winfield territory.
1st and 10 for the Redskins inside the Winfield 20. And we've got an equipment problem here for one of the Redskins.
R.J. Engel was told to get off the field by the one line judge on the equipment side. He's being replaced by Gavin Bell.
We talked about in the open, Winfield having to limit the mistakes. If they expect to have a chance in this game, and turning it over in your first play is not the best way to go about that. Hill on the carry. 34 Maverick Gray makes the tackle. More.
Another penalty.
Wow. How many is that? 6?
6.
No score here in the first quarter. 6:18 of the opening frame here in Winfield, West Virginia. The War on 34 here on Network West Virginia. There is still a line almost all the way up to the road.
And Austin Womack, who's in the shotgun formation, just decides to fall on the ball, and probably the safe thing to do.
Yep.
Take the yardage, the loss, and regroup.
Winfield gives them the short field, but Hurricane can't seem to get out of their way. And Womack has been in there this whole series, has he not?
Exactly.
The 3 plays.
Coach Taylor for Hurricane said that both of them were going to split time between Roy and Womack.
So 14 is Womack, puts a man in motion and will take the snap. 2-step drop, going to throw deep, and nobody knows where that one went.
Went to the end zone corner. However, the receiver
ran a post.
Yeah.
Steve, you lost that one, buddy.
You were following the receiver, and you know what? The receiver was open.
Steve Spencer on camera doing a fantastic job. I'm busting his chops because I fed him pizza, so I'm allowed to.
What a beautiful night for football.
It's great. And as I was saying, there's still a line of people almost out to the road to get into the stadium. Of course, a lot of them thought this was a 7:30 kickoff. Listed in a lot of places as a 7:30 kickoff. Womack again, they're going to run the same play. This time throws to the corner, and it's a touchdown for the Redskins. That's R.J. Engel, hauls it in. Any flags? Nope, that one's going to stand. And Hurricanes on the board first.
What yard line were they on?
That is a good question.
Well, that was the same identical play from the play before, as J.T. Engel this time ran to the corner and the ball was there. Last time he ran a post and the ball was in the corner. So Coach Taylor said, hey, let's try it again.
On to kick the extra point, number 17, Tim McCutcheon. Knocks it up and knocks it through. 5:19 in the first quarter. It's Hurricane 7, Winfield nothing. You're watching high school football on Network West Virginia.
Fourth, it's the War on 34 between Hurricane and Winfield. September 7th, Lewis County and Elkins renew their rivalry. September 14th, it's an LKC battle between Williamstown and Ravenswood. Watch the games live on our YouTube channel at A4 Production Library or catch them on TV the following week. High school football is back on Network West Virginia.
Back here in Winfield, 7-0 Hurricane. After the touchdown catch from R.J. Engel. Brian Guthrie here, Joe Stevens alongside. Thanks for joining in, Joe. Like kind of a last-minute add to the broadcast. People didn't want to sit here and listen to me all night. Appreciate you here to add the insight.
Well, I'm just watching a penalty-filled first quarter, and all except for one play, Hurricane has had the ball throughout the first quarter. They gain yards, they lose yards. And then finally, Jeremy Taylor, the coach, said, I like that play. Let's go back to it. And they score on that touchdown pass to J.T. Engel from Austin Womack.
McCutcheon kicks it off. Taken near the goal line. This is number 5, Cameron Brooks. And Brooks has a seam. 35, 40, near sideline, midfield. It's a foot race. Brooks and McCutcheon will save the touchdown. Brooks takes it down inside the Hurricane 20 to the 17-yard line.
Not very often do you see a kicker, though, catch up with the return specialist. Brooks got outside, got into some fresh air, and was able to get into open territory, and he was gone. And except for that tackle by Tim McCutcheon, he was going for 6.
He got out in front in a hurry. And now Winfield will have their second play from offense.
On their first play, Nick Vance, the senior quarterback, fumbled the ball, and Hurricane took it in for a score.
Single wing. Vance will take, drop back, and throw, and hits the return man, Brooks.
Vance's pass
Completes his first pass of the 2018 season. They'll call it. They're going to give him 5 for that? Yep. Now closer to 4, about 2nd and 6. Generals in that tightly packed formation again. Direct snap. Now tried to do a little misdirection, and Brooks fell down, and he will lose any yardage that they had on first down, probably a little bit more, and it's going to be 3rd and 11.
The snap went directly to the fullback, John Covert, who then tried to somewhat shuttle it off to Brooks, and Brooks lost his footing and just fell on the ball, and like you said, they lost more yards than they gained on first down.
They're actually going to mark him a little farther back. 3rd and 12 for the Generals. After tremendous field position from the kick return, and another timeout from Winfield.
If Winfield is to stay with Hurricane, they have to take advantage of these opportunities. That kickoff return by Brooks got him in a great field position, a nice gain on first down there of about 4 or 5 yards, but that second play, that little razzle-dazzle, didn't really fool anybody. It was a lot of crowd. It was pretty crowded in that backfield back there, and now they're facing a big 3rd down play.
Yeah, just a little too fancy, and they're going to end up squandering an opportunity. Thanks to everyone who is joining us live online on YouTube. And if you're watching on Network West Virginia right now, thank you also for watching. We're happy to be back with high school football.
What a great game to start off with. The War on 34, the Hurricane Redskins visiting the Winfield Generals here at General Stadium.
Anytime we can get a game that has a name, that's what you look for. Scrambling for his life, throwing to the end zone. Did he get a foot down? Didn't hold on to the ball. Was that Brooks that threw it, or was Vance?
No, it was Vance.
Was it Vance?
It was Vance who threw it, and on the receiving end, giving a good shot for the catch was Hunter Morris. He went up high for the reception, but was not able to pull it down. It would have been tough for him to stay in bounds anyway.
That one had a little juice on it. So now it's 4th and 12 for the Generals, just inside the Hurricane 20, and they're lined up to go for it. Basically, Winfield's first time with the ball this game as they turned it over on one play earlier. Here's Vance. He will roll to the near side. Has a little room to run. He's going to tuck it, head for the near sideline, dives ahead, and he will be short of the first down.
Nick Vance, the ball carrier, brings the ball to about the 7-yard line.
Is he short, or is it going to be close enough to measure? They're going to measure.
J.T. Cooper, one of the defensive captains of the Hurricane Redskins, made the tackle and was saying, hey, it's turnover on downs, but the referees want to check this out and give a measurement. Vance can tuck it under. I mean, he is a threat to run the ball.
Just eyeballing it after the play, I thought he was short, but then
he got a good mark.
Yes, they spotted it in a favorable position. Boy, that's going to be close.
The cameraman out on the field. That's pretty. That's short.
No, not as close as I thought it was going to be.
It's short.
That's
short by about
a foot or so, isn't it?
At least a foot.
So the Redskins will get it back, leading 7-0. 3:35 remain in the opening quarter.
Unofficially right now I've got Christian Hill of Hurricane with 7 carries and 39 yards. He being the All-State running back as a sophomore last year, and he's now injury-free. I mean, all things considered, is on the preseason All-State list.
Wow. Roy back in at quarterback, number 2 for the Hurricane Redskins. He will take the snap, drop back immediately under pressure, and a great surge by the interior defensive line of the Generals. And Hurricane's going to lose about a yard and a half.
Roy took the snap and faded back into the pocket, and that pocket never really materialized.
Good push up the middle for the Generals.
Roy on the keeper for a small loss. 2nd down and 11, Hurricane.
Roy stays in the shotgun. Hill alongside. Wideouts each way. 2 wideouts to the right side. And it'll be a delay handoff to Hill. He'll try the right off tackle and outside the 10-yard line, good for 3 or 4.
Hill on the carry, initially hit by number 13, Matthew Atkinson.
And this is where about the situation where they've been looking for Barham on the outside.
Seems like there's some tall grass out there. Maybe they didn't get the rainstorm, but it doesn't seem like they've cut it in the last week and a half. I'd do the same thing.
Roy looking, loads it up. Now he's going to have to fall on it. And the Winfield defense comes up with a big play.
That was a play that was instituted by Matthew Atkinson, number 13, who came around from his stand-up end position and forced Roy to get out of the pocket and make some movement, and that's when the rest of the defenders were able to corral him in.
Barham was the man in motion, and he was getting ready to release up the near side, and Roy was loading up for it, but he didn't have time to do anything with it. Now we've got whistles before the snap. Winfield, 1 timeout left in the first half, and we're not out of the first quarter yet.
Whoa!
High snap.
Big boot.
Nice kick. They'll let it drop short of midfield. Winfield again will start with good field position. Not as good as last time, but still plenty of room to work with.
Or on the 34, it's shaping up to what people were talking about. Right now, Winfield needs to get some momentum. They got a great kickoff after the touchdown by Hurricane, kickoff return down and deep into Hurricane territory, but they weren't able to capitalize on that opportunity. Now they've got the ball on the Hurricane side of the field again here late in the first quarter. And, it's just one of those things, trying to get some momentum, trying to react to what Hurricane is doing to them.
Winfield short gain on first down.
John Covert, a direct snap again. Gain 3 on that carry, right into the heart of the Hurricane line there. Again, the Hurricane line, very young, dominated by basically sophomores and juniors, but very, very agile.
Here's Vance. He's going to try the right side, swinging around. Nothing there. Going to lose a yard. 3rd and 9.
Vance on the keeper, tackled by number 3, Kimball, and number 15, Cunningham.
Not a whole lot of room there as the Redskins strung him out to the near sideline. Now we've got an official stoppage. And 44 for Winfield. John Covert will come to the sideline. Something with his equipment.
After the play, it's 3rd down and 9.
Looks like he's got a torn jersey, and they're going to change his jersey. So 44 is coming off. And I'll have to keep an eye on that and see what he's wearing. That's 3rd and 9. Winfield. Vance will turn around, hand off. They'll try the left side, nothing there, and another loss. Coming up to make the tackle, Abel Cunningham.
Tackled by Cunningham.
Abel Cunningham, another transfer from South Charleston.
Yep, Covert, who was wearing 44, has now changed into 33. And on 4th down, is that Winfield call timeout again? Or nope, that's the end of the first quarter. After 1 quarter, 7-0. Hurricane leads Winfield. It's high school football here on Network West Virginia.
Join us for Network West Virginia's Legally Speaking, where Brent Van Dyson from the Van Dyson Law Office discusses elder care law. Legally Speaking, every night at 8 p.m., Saturday and Sunday mornings at 9:30, right here on Network West Virginia.
Every day, we're bombarded by more than 5,000 commercial messages. So in the clutter, how do you make your advertising memorable? A4 Media's production team has the knowledge and creativity to craft the right message and cut through that clutter. Whether it's the internet, television, or mobile applications, exciting graphics, high-quality video, professional voiceover, and music all combine to deliver a message that reaches your target audience. A4 Media Production, memorable messages that reach the customers you need.
All right, coming back.
15 for 10 or 30 for $20. Help the cheerleaders
Back
out.
here in Winfield.
Customizable
Getting ready to start the second quarter. Of course, I should be updating the graphic there.
Womack under some taking the.
They'll kick it away on 4th and short. Fair catch at about the 12.
Punt by number 50, Caden Girouge.
Abel Cunningham back there making a fair catch. He probably might would have thought about that again because there was a lot of room in front of him.
Yeah, there was some space.
First down and 10, Hurricane. Also a reminder to everyone that the Winfield
Again,
High School
this
band
is the line is killing me.
tomorrow at the Advanced
And
School lot in Winfield.
you're right. A lot of people did think this game was at 7:30.
Yeah, there's a big sign out in front of the school that said 7:30.
Because we got the notice last night on the phone system for Hurricane High School that, folks, the game's not at 7:30, it's at 7 o'clock. So you see a lot of red and green shirts still in that line.
Great crowd here. Everybody fired up for the start of the season here as we'll see Womack in at quarterback. Number 14, Austin Womack for Hurricane to start this series. He will swing it out to Burnham. Makes the first man miss and will get out past the 15-yard line.
Pass complete to Barham.
Barham. I keep saying it
By
wrong.
number 34, Maverick Gray.
Maverick Gray on the stop. About 5 on the pickup, 2nd and 5 for the Redskins.
Cunningham picks up about 5 on the play and brings up second
I just said
down
that.
and 5.
Womack puts his man in motion, and he'll hand it to Hill. Nothing outside, cuts it inside. Nice stick there by Johnny Trail.
Tackled by number 80, Johnny Trail.
Senior defensive end for the Generals, wearing number 80 this evening.
Result of the carry gives Hurricane a first
6-yard
down.
run, give him a first down.
We've
that
picked
what
up
you guessed?
another viewer.
Have we?
Yeah, my wife just tuned in.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you, Angie. Her son and husband are at a football game. She's at home. Lucky her.
It's a Friday night in West Virginia. That's going to happen. Deep pass on the far sideline and too far. Past the outstretched hands of Ryan Moses.
Ryan Moses.
Another member of the state champion. He's a hurdler on the track team. I like that Jeremy Taylor goes and scouts the track team. The track coach, Eric Cooper, goes and scouts the football team. Then they decide how they can use all the kids.
To our best advantage.
Yes.
2nd and 10 for the Redskins. Winfield is loading up for Hill out of the backfield, and these corners are out on islands by themselves against these very fast Redskin receivers. Hill making a little space, finds a crease, and he'll get a handful of yards.
That's his 10th carry of the game.
Brought down by Huff.
Jacob Huff, number 57, makes the tackle. Jacob Huff, Coach Snyder for Winfield, said in an interview, Jacob Huff is possibly the strongest player he has coached in nearly 20 years at Winfield.
He almost benched 400 pounds.
By himself?
Exactly, yeah, without a forklift. I'd need 2
My
forklifts.
goodness.
He is a forklift.
Listed at 6 foot 260.
So far tonight, Coach Taylor with Hurricane has alternated each series between Roy and Womack at the quarterback position.
And just before the delay of game penalty, Hurricane calls their first timeout. Hurricane with 2 left. Winfield, I think, with 1 left, if not none. They burned 2 of them early in the first half.
Offers the perfect homegrown general store feel right in the heart of Putnam County.
This 2018 season, Network West Virginia happy to have 3 games on this year. Here in a couple weeks, September 7th, we will be in North Central West Virginia. A great rivalry game there as the Lewis County Minutemen travel to take on the Elkins Tigers. Looking forward to our first game in the mountains. And then the week after that, back into the Mid-Ohio Valley, a Little Kanawha Conference game, where the Williamstown Yellow Jackets will travel south down routes 2 and 68 to get to Ravenswood to play the Red Devils.
That game, the WVSSAC will be honoring Ravenswood with their Scholar Athlete Award for last year, their Student Athlete Award for the single-A schools.
Oh, during that game?
Yep.
Neat.
You didn't think
You're a fountain of information, buddy. I'm glad you're here. Womack out of the shotgun. They'll go delay to Hill, and Hill's going to get stacked up. Again, they are loading up the box, getting ready for him. Hill's still finding his yards, but not enough there. It'll be 4th and short. About 1.5 yards or so. And Hurricane quickly back to the line. Ball set. Womack going on a hard count, trying to draw somebody. Now he'll look over to the sideline for a play. I'm going to guess they give it to Hill, and they do. Just enough room up the middle.
Looks like he's got it.
If there's just enough of a seam, he can push the pile to get a couple yards to get the first down.
Enough for a Hurricane first down.
Seven 0 still. Hurricane scoring on a 20-something yard touchdown pass.
I had it at 23.
After having 1 touchdown taken off the board thanks to a penalty. Womack will fire quickly into the flat to no one in particular.
Womack's pass intended for Barham.
All spotted about the 33-yard line on the far hash.
The workhorse in that Hurricane backfield, Christian Hill, 12 carries, unofficially 60 yards so far tonight.
Womack will look to throw again. Nowhere to go, nowhere to go. Now he will roll to the far sideline. Discretion, the better part of valor, as he steps to the bench.
All of Hurricane's receivers had a green-cladded Winfield General side by side with him. Womack had nowhere to throw it to, nobody to throw it to. I don't think I've seen Hurricane go into a huddle in 3 years.
That's the wave of the future. 4 wideouts for Hurricane. Womack will throw across the middle. Caught and met but Chase Hager hangs on to it as he's immediately brought to the ground.
Number 20, Chase Hager, brought down by Winfield's number 5, Cameron Brooks.
That's that freshman's first catch as a high school football player.
Are we measuring
And
it?
the officials will bring out the chains for a measurement.
It was third down, so they're going to measure it. What do you think, Steve?
First down.
Dynamite camera work from Steve Fencer.
So young
And then the quick zoom to make me throw up.
the young Chase Hager from Hurricane, freshman running back receiver, catching his first pass as a high school football player for a first down. That'll be something he can tell his grandchildren.
And he got his pants dirty, so they need washed.
Mom?
That's the true testament, is if you played, your pants should be dirty. That's why I don't like artificial turf. Womack to throw again, this time out into the flat. And is that Hager again?
Yes, it is.
Makes the catch, and he will be good for another first down into general territory to the 45. Finding some room in all the traffic. And the Redskin offense is clicking now. Closing in on 8 minutes to go here in the first half. It's Hurricane 7, Winfield nothing.
2 juniors, a freshman, and a senior receiving core for Hurricane right now.
And junior quarterback Austin Womack will heave it down the near sideline. Jumped up and caught. R.J. Engel makes the catch along the Winfield sideline. Big chunk of yardage for the Redskins.
R.J. went up there. He wanted the ball. I mean, there's no two ways about it. There was tight defense.
He had position.
Both of them had position. And he just went up and out-jumped them for it. It was a jump ball. 36-yard gain.
Austin Womack now clicking, throwing the football, and they will hand it off. That's Barham, and he will run it in for the touchdown.
The ball carrier for a touchdown, but there is a flag on the field.
Of course there's a flag. Would have been 15 yards.
Holding Hurricane.
And he got loose because of
That's
two
his
touchdowns.
That's 2 touchdowns for Barnum that have been called back.
And one of the Redskin linemen, it looked like, came off in a hurry. I wonder if he was holding.
Coach, I didn't touch him.
I swear, it wasn't my man. After the penalty, it stays first down out to the 25. Womack loads up, throwing for Barham on the far sideline, and it will fall in his lap for a touchdown. And this one's going to stand. 25-yard touchdown catch for Nate Barham.
Finally, Barham gets his first touchdown of the year, as the first 2 were called back by penalty. So on a 25-yard touchdown pass from Austin Womack to Nate Barnum, Hurricane is now up 13-0, waiting for Tim McCutcheon's point after attempt.
And it looks like they're a man short. They're waving over to the sideline. McCutcheon puts it down, up and through. 7:45 remaining in the first half. We got flags? All right, I'm not going to pitch it to a break just yet because there's a flag. We'll see who it's on. Long discussion here.
I'm going to be really interested at the end of the game in just how many penalties on the Hurricane Redskins. their discipline has been wavering tonight.
Dead ball unsportsmanlike on Hurricane. Dead ball unsportsmanlike on Winfield. Will offset. So now we'll go to a break. 7:45 until the half. It's Hurricane 14, Winfield nothing. You're watching high school football on Network West Virginia.
Hi, this is Father Chapin, host of Daily Living with Father Chapin. Join us every Sunday morning at 9 o'clock, as well as an encore performance every Wednesday night at 9:30, where we take the scriptures, bust it down, try to figure out how it is that we can apply this good news into our daily living. Join us here on this channel, Sunday mornings at 9, encore performance Wednesday night at 9:30. See you there.
Back here in Winfield, after the Hurricane touchdown, the Redskins kicking it off into the end zone. That'll be a touchback for the Winfield Generals. Winfield desperately trying to get something going before Hurricane starts to run away with this one. 7:45 left here in the second quarter. It's 14-0.
I've got Austin Womack, quarterback for Hurricane right now, unofficially 5 for 8, 107 yards, 2 touchdowns.
On the 20-yard line, first down and 10, Generals.
And he wasn't expected to be the starter. It's a platoon.
Between him and Nathan Roy. Womack came in last year in a game and threw one pass in a situation, and Jeremy Taylor had him throwing a pass, and it was intercepted in the playoff game against Huntington in the rain.
That was the only pass he threw.
Yep.
That's kind of a bummer as far as passes go.
Good open field tackle as Vance had room to run.
Vance, the ball carrier, brought down by number 35, Tyrone Washington.
He's going to lose. Yeah, he's going to lose about 3.
Unofficially, I have Winfield minus yardage right now for this first half.
And unofficially, the line to get in is still as long as it was a half an hour ago.
It's halftime.
Vance's pass to the far sideline overthrown and incomplete.
Vance's pass incomplete to number 22, Ethan Young.
And here comes more people.
7:02 left in the first half. And
they're wound around to the office at the front of the building. Where are these people going to sit?
It's like coming to a concert.
They were already into Freebird by the time I found my seat. Vance looking to throw, scrambles out, fires across the middle of the field, and almost intercepted. A diving effort made by 19 John Porter, but it falls incomplete, and it'll be 4th down for Winfield, and just like that, they're going to have to kick it back.
John Porter, a hurdler on that state champion.
Hurdler?
Hurdler. On that state championship track team of Hurricane. He hurt his knee on the first defensive play in his freshman year and sat out some and hasn't missed a down since. He is just a really, really gutsy, good young ball player.
Low snap, but they get the punt away. It's going to be a low knuckleball. Bounces straight up at about the 45, and that's where Winfield will down it at their own 46. Not able to flip the field. Hurricanes got time, they got timeouts, and they have the ability to score from almost anywhere.
They had to replace, Hurricane had to replace 2 very good receivers in Cordon Caron and Dakota Williams last year, and they have found, I think, a nice-looking troop of 4 receivers that complement each other with their abilities to get open and snag a pass in with a lot of people around, a lot of defenders around them.
we'll see Roy come back in. Nathan Roy, number 2, to take the snap. He's going to drop back. He will unload down the near sideline. Jump ball and knocked away.
Through the hands of Engel that time.
Yep, Crouch on the defensive side.
Broken up by number 1, Carson Crouch.
But I think they figured out we've got one-on-one on the outside. If our guys can out jump their guys, they're open.
Engel's looking back at and say, let it go again. Again, you got Engel, who's a senior, Hager, who's a freshman, and then the other 2 receivers, Moses is a junior. So you've got some young receivers out there for Hurricane.
2nd and 10 for the Redskins at the general 46. Quick slant, caught. Is that Hager again?
That's Hager.
Going to be good for about 9. Make it 3rd and 1.
Pick up of about 9 yards.
It's a nice slant route, and Roy just laced it right in there.
A freshman took a hit and bounced right up.
Third down and 1 yard for the Redskins.
So you find out if you're going to get gator arms going across the middle.
Hurricane timeout. Coach Taylor just called timeout.
Hurricane's going to burn their second.
Or no.
We got an equipment problem. Engel will go off. Looks like something on his helmet. 9, Gavin Bell will check in his place on 3rd and 1. Here's Hill. Pinballs his way ahead for another Redskin first down. And now that the passing game has opened up, he hasn't had a touch in quite a little while.
He's got 13 carries so far tonight. 63 yards.
Is he going to make his 35 carries you called for?
Wait till you see how they run the clock down.
1st and 10 Redskins as they continue to pound it into general territory. It'll be Hill again. Got through the first wave, and we'll get 2 or 3 out of it.
Hill again on the carry, tackled by Maverick Gray.
Redskins looking good.
There are people that are going to be getting into this game at halftime. Not getting stamped to come back into the game at halftime.
Just getting
into the game.
Clock rolls to 5 minutes to go in the opening half. And it's Hill again, right into the teeth of the general defense. Not much there, if anything, and it'll be 3rd and about 8 or 9. 14-0 Hurricane, and it's actually surprising that it's only 14-0. They have dominated the time of possession of this ball game. Roy, the senior quarterback, will drop straight back, looks to throw across the middle, knocked away at the last second, intended for Barham, knocked away by Cottrell.
That was a nice play. He waited on the ball and stepped in front of the receiver and quickly just batted away. And guess what? A penalty on Hurricane. Holding. Hurricane.
You decline this? Yep. Decline it, make it 4th down.
Against the Redskins is declined by the Generals and brings up 4th down at about 8 yards.
You are too far for a field goal. Are you too far for a field goal? What do I know? They're going to try a field goal.
47 yards. 49 yards. He's got the foot.
Tim McCutcheon will kick it out of the hold of Ryan Moses.
Marking it at 49. Well, there'll be a 49 at the 39, 10 yards.
Puts a boot to it. And didn't make it. Came up just a handful short. Coach Taylor got some. He's got confidence in his kicking
exactly.
game.
You know in high school that you've got a pretty good kicker when the coach sends them out there for a 49-yard field goal.
Yeah. I mean, and right now, with the way they've dominated this game so far, if we don't get it, we don't get it. You know, it's not the game isn't hanging in the balance.
Unofficially, I have Hurricane at a minus 8 yards for
Winfield?
Winfield, rather.
-8.
-8 total yards.
Ouch. You're not going to end a...
Another person in our palatial studios here.
That direct snap is going to go to 33 Covert. And he will get not much, if anything. Winfield in the war on 34 have not won this game since 2009. 22 of the last 23 meetings won by Hurricane. And won handily by Hurricane, including 7 shutouts.
Our Network West Virginia studios at high atop General Stadium here.
Halfway up. We're not high atop yet.
Fumble. Picked up.
Is that 33 again?
Yes.
That's Covert in his New Jersey. Was wearing 44 until it ripped. They put 33 on him, and he's going to go backwards again. Gained a yard on first down, lost a yard on second down. Looks like about 3rd and 10. Winfield just cannot get things going offensively. .245 remain in the opening half. Vance trying to throw, and he is immediately swamped by Redskin defenders. 56 Blake Ross, the first to get there. Whistles and a...
Vance brought down at the backfield by number 56.
Got a timeout? Timeout Hurricane.
Timeout called by the Redskins.
Stops the clock at 2:37. Making sure they've got enough time for another run here before the half ends.
I would like to announce the members of the Winfield High School dance team. Aubrey Snyder,
Coming up at the half, we'll try to get you some of the
Madison Gillespie,
band performances here.
Bailey Hoffman, Chloe Bills, Chloe Browning, Olivia
As a
Sayer,
former band member, that's
Brianna Hill,
that's
Hannah
kind of a big
Worley,
deal to me.
Micah Barnett, Allie Wall, Madison Schaefer, and Anna Whitney. Today's team is coached
And the
and
line to
sponsored
get
by
in
Danielle Gillespie.
remains the same.
Winfield High School dance team.
-9 yards unofficially for
There's people
Winfield.
that aren't going to get in here until the third quarter at this rate.
My son Christian.
If they don't just turn around and leave. This is
My-
14-0.
My son Christian just came into the studio here and announced that the concession stand, he'll be a grandfather when he can get us a water.
High punt is headed into the Winfield bench, and that is not going to be good for anybody. Where are they going to mark this one out? Still walking. 31,
That's where he's marking it.
Out of
No.
bounds at the 36-yard
or is he still walking?
line.
36 and a half, maybe 37-yard line. Winfield has 2.5 minutes to go until the half.
10 for the Redskins.
Leads 14-0. And outside of just ridiculous amounts of penalties, has been playing very well this evening.
And with the penalties, 2 penalties against Hurricane, calling back touchdowns.
Yeah. If they hadn't scored immediately after those penalties, it would be probably a bigger deal. We've got Womack in at quarterback now for the Redskins. He'll drop back, fires across the middle of the field, and picked off! Coming back the other way. 30, 35, and brought down is number 6, Caleb Cottrell. And now flags after the end of the play as there's a Redskin on the ground. Officials calling for the trainers, but Cottrell just undercut the route and made a nice pick.
The one linesman is pointing towards Winfield on this call.
And after the play is never good. Is this our first cramp of the evening?
No. What I saw was a possible block below the knee.
Oh, okay. Unsportsmanlike against Winfield.
When you see the coach come walking out without his headset on, he made the tackle.
Yeah, Dalton Jeter, 59, 6'3", senior, 267. He is on his feet, and he is walking off under his own power.
Getting a good hand from the Winfield crowd.
Looks like he's going to make it.
So unofficially, with 2:20 to go here in the first half, I have Winfield with a total of a -9 yards offensively. The interception there by Winfield, probably really the most exciting play for the Generals so far this first half.
The kick return, they had a good kick return that they didn't get anything out of.
Yes, after Hurricanes' first touchdown.
Loaded backfield for the Generals. Snap will go to 33. That is Covert. And Winfield is short on timeouts. So the power running game doesn't really behoove them with 2 minutes to go and 75 yards to get.
Is Coach Snyder just trying to get some yardage? And
if we can get out of this with no more damage?
Yeah.
See who gets the ball this time. It is Covert again. Puts his head down and just mashes his way into the pile.
He was following 6 blockers. I mean, they just lined up in front of him and just was trying to clear a way for him.
Timeout Hurricane. That's going to be their last one with 91 seconds remaining on the clock. And Winfield facing about a 3rd and 4.
I'm literally amazed the amount of people still wanting to get into the game.
You pay full price even if you only watch a half, right?
I'd be watching it on YouTube right now.
I know it's on the radio here. I think WCHS was here.
Yes, WCHS is broadcasting it. Hey, Christian, your mother's watching, who saw her click on. We'll turn the camera around to make sure she knows you're doing okay.
Get that man a headset. Covert again on 3rd and short. He will pile his way forward and get the first down for Winfield.
Winfield's first down of the game.
Is it? Ouch. When the PA guy sounds excited about or kind of surprised, that's a first down.
PA announcer is Rich Huffnagel. He's a local lawyer and a Winfield grad.
Covert again with some room to run, and he's out to midfield and another first down.
Look out here.
Clock stops while the chains move. I believe Winfield is out of timeouts. I know Hurricane is.
2 first downs in the first half. Oh, it's a direct snap to him, too.
Yep, Covert, right side again.
He's just picking his way.
Plows his way to the 41. That's another 8 yards.
Picks up about 9 yards.
Yep, 9. Yep.
Tyrone Washington.
That timeout by Hurricane might come back to haunt him.
60 seconds on a rolling clock till the half. Here's Vance to throw. The southpaw launches it down the left side, and it's incomplete just past the outstretched hands of number 18, Hunter Morris.
Walker James on the coverage there.
That was excellent play calling, in my opinion. You pounded and pounded and pounded, and just pull a long pass out right there. And Vance just about had that one right on the money.
To Walker James's credit, the defender, he didn't bite on any kind of run or anything. He stayed right with his receiver.
Now a more traditional setup here on 3rd and short. Vance is going to drop back and throw again out into the flat. It is caught at the 40, which forward progress should give them enough for the first down. That's Cam Brooks on the reception. Clock is still rolling at 33 seconds. And the officials let a good 5 seconds roll off the clock, just getting the ball back out to the spot. We've got a Redskin down on the field right now.
Injured player on the field for Hurricane is number 15, Abel Cunningham.
Abel Cunningham on the ground. That's a cramp.
A Winfield coach wanted a personal foul on the gang tackle, but the receiver for Winfield was trying his best to get out of bounds, and they were not going to let him get out of bounds and stop the clock. And then Cunningham has this cramp, it looks like, or he twisted his ankle, and the clock was forced to stop.
A good 3 or 4 seconds kept running. They gave him forward progress spot right on the 40, which is where the stick is. So if that's where they were going to spot it, I can't believe they didn't stop it for a measurement. And they aren't going to measure it. How do you not measure that? 4th and inches, clock starts when they snap the ball. Direct snap. One of the big boys. That's 57, Jake Huff. The forklift with feet. He gets the first down. Winfield lining back up in a hurry.
That's some beef coming at you.
Trying to spread the field. 3 receivers to the right side. Vance in the pistol. Looking, steps up. There's a hole in the middle, and he will run. It tries to go down quickly, but I don't think he got the first down. The clock's not going to stop, and they're not going to get another playoff, are they? 1 if they can, and he will spike it with 1.5 seconds. And we've got flags down. I'm sure somebody was moving. That's what they will call legal procedure on the offense, it looks like.
Well, that stops the clock.
They're just not built to do that, to do that sort of thing. They're going to back him up 5, but at least they get one more play here before the half, trailing 14-0. You would think this is going to be a chuck it to the end zone and hope for something good. Vance will go under center. And spike it again. But the clock expired. What are we doing? They had to start it out because of a penalty? I don't know what's happening. First game of the season. And that's the half.
Halftime.
Ouch.
And that's the end of the first half. Your score.
So that's how the first half comes to an end. Hurricane 14, Winfield nothing. Enjoy halftime. We'll see you here for the third quarter on Network West Virginia.
Boost your business with A4 Media. our advertising solutions will maximize customer engagement across various screens. Capitalize on the popularity of cable television with programs your customers love. Your business commercial can appear in award-winning comedy, drama, unscripted programs, or in the many live sporting events that are available. A4 Media's advertising solutions provide the boost your business needs for success.
Hey, this is Curtis Fleming with Fly Rod Chronicles. We're out in Northern California. Don't know where we'll be at next week, but tune in Network West Virginia every evening at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 9 a.m.
Boost your business with A4 Media. Our advertising solutions will maximize customer engagement across various screens. Did you know that 73% of adults use the internet every day? And they're using multiple devices like tablets, laptops, and smartphones to do it. Join the movement and put your business message across thousands of different websites and in front of your valued customers. A4 Media's advertising solutions provide the boost your business needs for success.
Biblical preaching, powerful singing. At Teays Valley Baptist Church, we believe in lifting up the name of Jesus and proclaiming Christ for the valley. We invite you to watch our services each Wednesday at 9 p.m. on Network West Virginia, our weekly services where you can find a place to call home. For more information, visit our website at teaysvalleybaptist.com.
Advertising has changed. Today, the internet reaches more people globally than any other marketing channels. Via social, search, and display. All can be used anywhere on the web, worldwide, or just in your neighborhood. We'll design a unique and effective advertising solution that will increase your store traffic by targeting your exact customer. Here, or even here. So advance to the next level in advertising. Reach more of the customers you want with internet advertising from A4 Media, the future of Suddenlink Media.
If you are missing your cell phone and you can come to the press box and identify it, you can get it back. And now for your halftime enjoyment, please put your hands together for the Hurricane High School Marching Band.
Dreams When you were first drawn to Everest, it was an unknown quantity, something entirely unreachable.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice round of applause for the Hurricane High School Marching Band. They are also offering a brand new variety of services, including handyman services and home automation. The expert, reliable.
This isn't your average hunting show, and hunting isn't our full-time occupation. We have families, full-time jobs, and face the same struggles as many of you. Months of scouting and preparation for a single short moment in time. That moment when you can't control your breathing and your heart is pounding out of your chest.
High school football returns this fall to Network West Virginia with 3 early season matchups. August 24th, it's the War on 34 between Hurricane and Winfield. September 7th, Lewis County and Elkins renew their rivalry. September 14th, it's an LKC battle between Williamstown and Ravenswood. Watch the games live on our YouTube channel at A4 Production Library or catch them on TV the following week. High school football is back on Network West Virginia.
Join us for Network West Virginia's Legally Speaking, where Brent Van Dyson from the Van Dyson Law Office discusses elder care law. Legally Speaking, every night at 8 p.m., Saturday and Sunday mornings at 9:30, right here on Network.
Back here in Winfield, West Virginia. Nice shot, Steve. Steve Spencer on camera, everybody. Getting ready to start the third quarter with Hurricane leading Winfield in the battle of 34. 14-0. Brian Guthrie alongside John Stevens. Joe Stevens. It's our first day, buddy.
Yeah,
it's going to happen.
There you go.
I got your last name right.
There you go. 15, some stats, some unofficial stats here from the first half. For Hurricane, rushing-wise, Christian Hill, 15 carries for 70 yards. From the passing, Austin Womack, 6 completions, 10 attempts for 112 yards, and 2 interceptions, and 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. He had a 31-yard touchdown pass to J.T. Engel and a 25-yard touchdown pass to Nate Barnum. If it wasn't for those runs by Covert late in the first part of the first half there in the second quarter, I was in pretty close territory with the stats. Winfield has 36 yards to the positive now, but at that time they were a -8, so 36 total yards for Winfield in the first half.
Winfield took the opening kickoff and had the ball for most of the first quarter. So Winfield looking to return the favor here to start the third quarter. As Tim McCutcheon, who attempted a 49-yard field goal in the first half and didn't miss it by that much, will tee it up and kick off for Hurricane as we are full on West Virginia high school football taken at the goal line. 10-15 stutter step, and that's going to be about it for, I believe that was number 5, Cam Brooks. Brooks had an excellent kick return in the first half that Winfield promptly went, I believe, 3 and out right after and just could not get any points out of. So Winfield far from out of this game at only 14-0, but this is where the coaches will say, and it's kind of a mental thing as far as this rivalry is concerned. Here we go again. That's what Winfield is. Coach Snyder for Winfield has to keep out of his boy's head. Is here we go again. We've lost 22 of the last 23 of these things, and we're down 14-0 at the half as Covert goes up the middle for a couple of yards.
That's look at the lineup here for Winfield. Everybody's in. They've got one wide receiver split to the left and not that far out. Everybody else is tucked in, and Hurricane just going to fill the box up and go for and try to stop the run because here it comes.
Vance and Covert waiting for the ball. It'll go to Covert, and he will hand it off to Brooks. Brooks reverses field, coming near sideline. 25-30, tight ropes it out to, they're going to call him out at the 31. It'll be a Winfield first down. Cameron Brooks, a nice run. Not exactly how that was designed, but he found a seam and got there. So Winfield a first down here in the opening drive of the third quarter, which they didn't have a first down until the second quarter, midway through the second quarter?
Late in the
second quarter.
First half, yes.
Vance and Covert, both the deep men. It'll be Vance. Left-hander slings it to the near sideline. And incomplete?
Incomplete.
Pass intended for number 18, Hunter Morris, falls incomplete. Brings up second down for Winfield.
Thanks to everybody again who is joining us live on YouTube. We're going to stream all 3 of our games live this year.
They come out in that run formation just about every time now. And here comes Covert.
Covert again. He just puts his head down and goes plowing into the line.
Covert on the carry picks up about 3 yards.
A linebacker and a running back. Winfield hopes to get back into the playoffs. He's going to need big production out of him again this year.
Have we had a huddle in this game?
Not that I'm aware of. Possibly before a kickoff or a punt. Covert again will stutter step, looks for a crack that isn't there on 3rd and long. And doesn't get much. It'll be 4th and about 6, maybe 7.
Covert again on the carry.
And Winfield's just going to jog the punt team on. Promising drive, sputters out again.
6 for Winfield.
And whistles before the kick can get away.
Offsides, Hurricane.
First defensive penalty at least. At least they're changing it up here for the second half.
So that brings the offensive unit back on the field for Winfield, and they will be going for it on 4th down.
Ball's just inside the 40, and they G'd almost the 41, so it's about 1.5 yards. And they'll put the big boy Huff back there, and he's going to get it. 57, Jacob Huff, who we've lovingly referred to as a forklift with feet. Referred to as the strongest guy Coach Snyder has seen in the last 20-some years.
2 carries.
400 pounds?
Yeah, almost bench pressing 400 pounds. It's 2 carries for him tonight.
Most guys don't squat 400 pounds. And movement up front from the Generals.
And number 57.
False start penalty goes against the Generals. After the penalty, it's 1st down and 15 yards.
Great afternoon. It's turned into a really nice evening here in Winfield. Got a nice breeze. It's not humid. We haven't seen a lot of guys go down with cramps, which is commonplace in the first game of the season.
Hurricane did not bite on that
a little misdirection
there by Covert.
Covert on the carry, tackled by number 61, Chase Lauerman.
And Winfield continues to go the wrong direction. (14-0) Hurricane here in the 3rd quarter. This is the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Vance will roll out to throw near sideline. And we're going to have a flag for pass interference. I think he almost came up with it. That was 17, Sam Ingram. Well, if he didn't catch that, he got awful close, but they're going to get a pass interference call nonetheless. I want to see if they say he caught it, or they're just going to say pass interference.
Young Sam Ingram there from the Scott Depot area of Putnam County, a Winfield student. Pass interference on Hurricane.
So they're going back to the line of scrimmage. He must not have caught it cleanly to go 15-yard and a first down. Boy, if he didn't catch that.
Besides yourself, everybody in the stands thinks he caught it. Sam's father came up to me before the game wondering where the broadcast was going to be airing. They might be watching their young son on the YouTube right now.
I just like that you said the YouTube.
The YouTube. The Christian.
No automatic first down with the penalty, so it's 2nd and 1. Vance will run the quarterback draw, and he will be close. He should have it by about a yard or so. Winfield keeps the drive alive.
Vance up the middle.
Generals desperately need points here. I hate to pull the desperately need points card in the third quarter in a 14-0 game. But they haven't done anything.
But when most of your yardage is coming on penalties from the other team,
yeah,
you need something to go right.
Here's Covert dragging a couple of white jerseys with him for another 3 or 4. He's inside the 45.
After the play, it's 2nd down and 7.
Or 3.
With a lineup like this now, they've got 2 split out, but there's Covert just taking the direct snap. Everything's coming off the Wildcat look.
Yeah. And running right into the teeth. And like you said, Hurricanes just loading up. If you're going to run right at us, come on. There's not even, especially when they're putting 10 guys in the box, the misdirection stuff just doesn't work. There's just too many defenders.
The DBs for Hurricane are quick, but when you're only splitting out, and then they're going to be splitting out 2 here, so we'll see what they might do on this one. But everything's going on that Wildcat snap.
Vance back off the line. He's going to throw a quick out here, and possibly a miscommunication there. It looks like Ingram ran an out, and Vance threw an in. And just nothing there, and it'll bring up another 4th and long. Just in the Hurricane end, and the punt team will trot back out. I'm guessing I'm up here. This punt has some distance on it. And it's going to kick straight up at the 10. Nice job. Roll dead at the 5. Best punt we've seen by far this evening from the Generals. Pinning the Hurricane back. The Redskins still lead 14-0. 6:38 remain here in the third quarter.
If you see Hurricane get a first down here, now you can watch Mr. Hill go to work.
They're just going to start eating clock.
Eating clock. Especially if Winfield's defense gets worn down. Been a long game. It's not really hot out here, but he can start wearing down the defenders.
Will we start seeing them huddle now, or they stay in the same?
Nah. They'll come out, line up. They've got 1 or 2 plays already from Coach Taylor.
And we will see the senior quarterback Nathan Roy lead the offense for the first drive of the third quarter for the Redskins.
He has stayed true to form. Coach Taylor has, alternating each quarterback on each series of downs.
Here's Hill, left side, chopped at the knees after a gain of about 6 or 7.
Hill, the ball carrier, takes it to the 14-yard line, brought down by Brooks.
Give him actually about 8.
2nd down and 2, Hurricane. Official timeout on the play.
Hill runs so low to ground that it's tough to get under him to make that tackle. He will lower himself down, and you really have got to get low and get to his legs, or basically just run right over you.
We saw a couple years ago a high snap, and Roy has to corral that one, and he'll still get some positive yards out of it. He'll get one of those two that they needed. A couple years ago, we were doing a St. Mary's game, and they're going to say he got the first down. Not even going to measure it, just first down. A couple years ago, St. Mary's game, Jaden Smith, running back for the St. Mary's Blue Devils, built very much the same way. He hard to get lower than he was, and if you took him on up top, he was just going to run through
Make you pay for it.
Yeah. Sidecars each way for Roy, out of the shotgun again. Has to quickly get it down and hand it off. This is number 5 with all kinds of room. Jordan Williams.
His first carry of the night.
Ball carrier is number
Big
5,
chunky
Jordan
yards.
Williams.
Out to the 40.
Tackled by number 6, Caleb Cottrell. Result of the play is a Redskins first down.
When Hill was hurt or dinged up a little bit last year, Jordan came in and had a very good freshman year with very limited action that he saw. But when he got his touch, he was able to gain some good yardage for the Redskins last year.
Williams heads to the sideline. Another high snap for Roy, and he has to corral it, and he's going to have to run it himself. And again, still gets something out of it. Did they change the center on us, or are we getting some moisture on the ball, or what? Because we haven't seen that many bad snaps all evening.
Hurricane picks up a yard on the play and brings up second down at 9.
Here's Hill again, left side. You have to submarine him, it looks like.
And he bounces right back up again.
He'll get another couple yards. We'll see what Hurricane does with 3rd and 7 out near midfield here.
17th carry for Hill.
That clock continues to run, about 2 minutes off of it so far with this possession. Continues to tick as we close in on 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. 14-0, Hurricane leads.
.51.
First carry for, I don't have a 51.
Either does the PA announcer.
And he doesn't get enough. It'll be 4th and about 5, and it looks like they're going to punt the ball away. Successfully burn about 3 minutes off the clock. Moving about 40 yards. And flags before the snap. Did the clock go dead? Delay a game.
Delay a game.
.17, Tim McCutcheon, the punter, did not get the snap in time. Winfield 2 men deep. And number 5, Cameron Brooks. And number 18, Hunter Morris. So McCutcheon to try to punt again. No pressure. Nice high spiral. They're going to let it bounce at just outside the 20, and that's where the Redskins will down it.
Down at the 23-yard line. Gives the Generals first down and 10.
So we were talking before the broadcast. There is an interesting statistic with the Cooper family regarding Hurricane High School football history.
JT Cooper, it's kind of incredible, in fact. When JT took the field tonight against Winfield. It basically will continue his part in setting a state record for consecutive games by brothers in West Virginia high school football. There's still some disagreements on if these brothers played the most or this brothers played the most back in the 70s and 60s and 80s when records weren't really that close. But the Cooper streak started when eldest brother Kyle dressed for the Redskins varsity team in a win against Polka on November 4th, 2005. Since then, Kyle, then followed by brother Cameron, Zach, Matthew, Lucas, and now JT, they have now played in a consecutive 140 games for Hurricane High School through 2 coaches and just a lot of fellow players. But in fact, Kyle, the oldest, is now an assistant coach at Southern Methodist University. So 6 Cooper boys, Kyle, Cameron, Zach, Matthew, Lucas, and now JT, have played consecutively in 140 games from November 2005 to now August 2018.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Vance airs it out. Just too long and incomplete.
Vance's pass intended for number 18, Hunter Morris.
Got one-on-one on the outside, but the Redskin defensive backs are just as fast, if not faster, than the general receivers. I like the call, though. Take a shot on first down. Winfield will stay with just one wide out again to the right side. Vance looking to throw that way again and leads his man just too much. Ball's intended for 18, Hunter Morris. Just tries to get him 2 straight plays and just too much on that one. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 10. Here's 33. This is Covert. Makes a man. Runs over a man at the 30, and he's loose. Far sideline, midfield. 40, 30, 20. Foot race. 10. Dives for the pylon. Where's the signal? Short of the end zone. Oh, they're marking him down at the 1. Holy smokes. Covert just went crazy.
I got 67 yards on that one.
67-yard run for John Covert. And he absolutely freight trained somebody at the 30-yard line to break that one open. And Winfield's in business. Wow. Did not see that one coming. And they'll line up with Huff, 57 in the backfield. He'll get the ball, and he'll go in. 2:26 here in the 3rd, and Winfield's on the board.
Touchdown, Generals, number 57, Jacob Huff.
So 57 scored that.
Yep, from a yard out. One big run put Winfield back in this game at 14-6 with the extra point to come. Wow. Up comes off the field. Little Hulk Hogan flex. What do you think of that run, brother? And there is a Hurricane player down on the field, so this is an injury timeout. No one's being charged a timeout here, but chance for Winfield to kind of gather themselves, decide what they're going to do here, as they're now back in this game that has been utterly dominated by the Hurricane offense. But Hurricane has only been able to put up 14 points.
Looks like a cramp. The nighttime, the number.
Is that the 51 that we don't have?
Yes.
I watched the Morgantown-Parkersburg game last night, and they had a lot of stoppages for cramps.
Early season. You see it every early season.
It's usually more humid than this. This has been a pleasant day.
Christian will tell you there's a cold front that came through that brought everything. No, he's my little meteorologist. I mean, don't worry about that. This cold front that pushed down from the north really brought the temperatures dropping.
Jaroge on to attempt the extra point, number 50. He boots it up and through, and it is a 7-point game late in the third. Hurricane still leads 14-7. It's high school football on Network West Virginia.
Hi, this is Father Chapin, host of Daily Living with Father Chapin. Join us every Sunday morning at 9 o'clock, as well as an encore performance every Wednesday night at 9:30, where we take the scriptures, bust it down, try to figure out how it is that we can apply this good news into our daily living. Join us here on this channel, Sunday mornings at 9, encore performance Wednesday night at 9:30. See you there.
14-7, Winfield has cut the Hurricane lead in half late in the third quarter of the War on 34. These teams, high schools, separated by about 6 miles on Route 34. And the Generals set to kick the ball back to the Redskins. Squib kick taken by an up man at the 25. There's 30 and not much more for number 15, Abel Cunningham.
And there's a flag on the field.
13, Matthew Atkinson. There is a flag on the play.
We had mentioned throughout the first half the line of people to come in stretched almost around the school until halftime. What did you find out?
Well, first off, at the ticket gate, they ran out of $1 bills. It's $8 to get in, and finally they had no more $1 bills and people coming in, and they just started letting people in at $5. That's number one. Number two, after the first half, they don't charge anymore. So
once it hit halftime?
Once it hit halftime, they basically just opened the gate and the line dissipated.
Wow. This place is packed. It's a great crowd here at Winfield High School. Playing for the McCoy and McGee Trophy, signifying the winner of the War on 34.
Big block by Christian Hill there. Nate Barnum on an end around.
Womack back in at quarterback as the alternating system for quarterbacks between the junior and the senior continues for Hurricane. Covert making the stop, who had the big run on the last drive. Better than 65 yards to get Winfield into scoring position.
Hurricane's offense looks like it's moved at a more progressive pace and rate with Womack in at quarterback. Both of their touchdowns have come.
He's been the better passer.
Yes.
I think of the two. Roy was having trouble getting the snaps. That one was a little high. He had to come off the ground for it as Hill's brought down immediately.
I think this touchdown by the Generals here has sparked the whole team. The defense is really swarming to the ball right now.
Well, Hurricane looked like they almost went into full-on burn clock mode here in the third quarter. And it's hard to turn it back on after you've decided to turn it off. But they're going to have to get aggressive. Otherwise, Winfield's going to get this ball back.
If they have to punt from here, it's going to give Winfield very good field position.
Womack out of the shotgun on 3rd and about 3. Rolls out, flips into the flat. It's going to be a first down and more. Tightrope along the sideline is 84, Christoph Kudlak, senior receiver. First time we've called his name tonight. So they do get the first down out to the 40. This is where they stalled out last time. Here's Hill coming up the middle. Covert's waiting for him. Still gets about 2 or 3 out of it.
Initially hit by Winfield's number 33, John Covert.
Seems like Covert's always in the right place at the right time.
Hill picks up about 3 yards and gives Hurricane second down and 7.
A lot of guys playing Iron Man for Winfield here.
Christian, what was the name of that running back for Spring Valley last year? Played linebacker. Owen. You remember. You'll remember.
That's the end of the 3rd. We'll go to the 4th quarter with Hurricane leading 14-7. It's the War on 34 here on Network West Virginia.
Boost your business with A4 Media. Our advertising solutions will maximize customer engagement across various screens. Capitalize on the popularity of cable television with programs your customers love. Your business commercial can appear in award-winning comedy, drama, unscripted programs, or in the many live sporting events that are available. A4 Media's advertising solutions provide the boost your business needs for success.
Hey, this is Curtis Fleming with Fly Rod Chronicles. We're out in Northern California. Don't know where we'll be at next week, but tune in Network West Virginia every evening at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 9 a.m.
Starting the 4th quarter, Hurricane with a 2nd and 8 at their own 43-yard line. Womack out of the shotgun, high snap. He'll give it to Hill. And all kinds of green jerseys coming, but they can't bring him down, and he will still scoot back to the line of scrimmage. Almost looked like they were going to have him corralled for a loss.
The ball carrier tackled by number 80, Johnny Trail.
Trail on the stop for the Generals, but a 3rd and long now for Hurricane.
Winfield's defense is keying on Hill because they know that they're going to be trying to run the clock, and he's the ball carrier that will do it for Hurricane. They are definitely in a pass formation here.
Womack with 4 receivers, drops back, flushed out, and dropped at the 40. It'll bring up 4th and 10. The Winfield crowd back into it. The Winfield sideline into it.
Womack sacked on the play by number 57, Jacob Hoffman, number 22.
Winfield brought the house that time. Coach Snyder just let all 3 of his linebackers blitzed on that play, and before the quarterback even knew what was happening, his pocket had fallen on him, and down he went.
McCutcheon to kick it away. He will rugby kick it. Fair catch called for at the 25-yard line, and that's where the Generals will have it. 10:33 left in this ball game. One big run for Winfield has gotten them back in this game.
25-yard line.
Now they need to cash in on a big defensive stop. Do they have another drive in them? They'll go with the single split out receiver. Vance and Covert are the deep men. They'll go a little trickeration, and not much there.
Brooks had nowhere to go.
Brooks on the carry, tackled by number 5, Jordan Williams. No gain on the play, second down and 10 for Winfield.
Same formation again. I believe this is Covert, just head down straight forward. The pile continues to move. Who's coming off the bottom of that pile?
Bulls forward for about 4 yards.
I believe that's the Ram play. If I remember reading about that, Coach Snyder was talking about, we run the Ram. Somebody just puts their head down and goes straight ahead. So they're going to do it again. Line up the same formation with Vance and Covert. It'll go to Covert. Head down on the right tackle. Not much there. And it'll bring up 4th down at about 5.
Covert takes the ball to the 34-yard line, brings up 4th down for the Generals.
So what's the call here? Down 7, 9 minutes to go in the ball game. It looks like the punting crew's coming in.
You give Hurricane the ball this deep in your own territory, and you take that risk, and the game could go away real quick.
And did the play clock run out? I think it did. It took them a while to get. Say too many men, or was it a delay?
Delay.
Good snap, kick goes away. High roller, taken at the 45. Swung around and knocked backwards. And a late flag. This might be a late hit. As Abel Cunningham took the ball, we might have a late hit. If I had to guess, that's what I'd say. That's what I did say. Here's the point in the game where I just start muttering to myself. Personal foul on Hurricane.
They get. I mean, Jeremy Taylor will be sitting these young players down tomorrow. They have a meeting to go over film at 8:30 tomorrow morning, and I think he will be discussing some discretionary ways of playing this game.
If Hurricane ends up losing this game, the 24 penalties have to be pointed to as. I don't think they turned it over once. There's one interception. But just penalty after penalty as Hill gets it. And he'll go right up the pipe for about 8.
Hill up the middle for about 6 yards. Tackled by Winfield's number 33.
32.
Check that, John Covert.
About 6 yards, 2nd and 4. And it is Roy back in, and we've got movement on the Hurricane side before the snap. And you can tell there's some frustration by some of the Redskin players. Like, we just keep getting penalties. 2nd and 4 turns into 2nd and 9. 14-7, Hurricane leads. Both their scores coming in the first half. Winfield punching it in not too long ago. Roy loads it up, fires it down the far sideline, and incomplete, no flag.
Roy Hurricanes pass intended for number 11, Engel.
Engel couldn't come up with it, almost a jump ball, but good position.
Broken up by the Generals, number 3, Eric Bogus.
Number 3, Eric Bogus, in to break it up. So it's 3rd and 9. Roy again in the shotgun. They'll hand it off, and nothing much there.
Jordan Williams.
2 or 3 for Williams. And is Winfield going to stop the clock?
Winfield's number 33, John Covert. After the play, it's 4th down and about 7 yards.
Oh, it looks like an equipment problem. Looked like Covert's helmet. Covert had to change his jersey because his jersey ripped in the first game. Now he's having helmet issues. But the clock continues to roll towards 7 minutes left in this ball game. Hurricane taking their sweet time. 10 left on the play clock. McCutcheon stands at his own 20 to punt. 2 deep for the Generals to receive, and the snap was tipped away by one of the up men. Fair catch called for at the 25-yard line by the Generals.
That was odd.
It was an interesting exchange. 6:57 left to go in this ball game. It is a 7-point Redskin lead. The War on 34 playing for the McCoy-McGee Trophy. 22 of the last 23 times has gone to Hurricane. Winfield trying to get some points on the board. And maybe keep that at home for the year. Wide outs each way now for the Winfield Generals. Wildcat snap into the pile.
They're going to have to throw a pass or two just to open things up, or Hurricanes just coming in the box and stopping everything.
Vance wasn't even on the field for that play. And Covert will check out. Winfield preseason Metro News Power Ranking, the number 10 team in Class AA. Hurricane, the number 8 team in Class AAA. Here's Vance, I believe, and right back into the pile. And nothing much there. Just keep hammering away, hoping to find that one crease that's going to open up for a big play. And Hurricanes just not letting it happen. .545 left in the ball game. Clock continues to roll. They'll go 4 wide here on 3rd and about 7 or 8. Trips to the right side of Vance. Left-handed quarterback drops back to throw. He'll throw the other way and again overthrows his target. Looking for Morris. And every time he's thrown to Morris, he's been just a little bit out in front of him, and they'll punt it away again. Try to stave off the Hurricane offense yet again. Kick gets away clean. Taken at the 40. 45 midfield. Still on his feet and headed down the far sideline at the 40. Cut back in and brought down inside the 35-yard line. That is Abel Cunningham with a great punt return. Putting Hurricane in business here late in this game as they look for the finishing shot here. Just over 5 minutes to go Hurricane score here probably puts the game away. Winfield's defense got to come up with something big here to give themselves a chance. Womack is in at quarterback. He has been the best passer for Hurricane this evening, and he will throw it up to the end zone. Incomplete.
In the hands and out of the hands of R.J. Engel.
Engel had a shot at it and could not haul it in. They went right after it.
They are also offering a brand new variety of services,
I understand.
Handyman devices and home automation for expert, reliable residential and commercial heating and air conditioning.
Clock stops at 5:04. Womack out of the shotgun again, running backs either way on 2nd and 10. And he will load it up and throw again. This is Barnum in the end zone, overthrown, but a flag down. And I believe they're going to call pass interference. I don't know if they're going to discuss if that one could even be caught. Because Barham's quick, but that one was well out in front of him. And it will be pass interference on the Generals. And that gives the Redskins a big first down deep in Winfield territory. Womack again out of the shotgun. Generals trying to bring some pressure. Here's Hill, found a seam, he's gone, touchdown!
Christian Hill on the carry for a touchdown.
Christian Hill punches it in. From about 19 yards out.
That the proverbial nail in the coffin.
Everybody in attendance tonight to stay until the conclusion of the game for the McCoy and McGee Trophy presentation. Fusion Heating and Cooling will also be awarding a $500 scholarship to one MVP from each team for tonight's
And what was the worst possible scenario for the Generals just happened.
Hurricane got good field position off that punt return and was able to control the ball. Almost
Big
a touchdown
the pass interference helped.
Yeah, pass interference. My goodness, put it right there.
McCutcheon tees it up for the extra point. Up and through, 4:47 left in this ball game.
McCutcheon has yet to miss a point after in his Hurricane career, last year or this year.
And Hurricane now leads Winfield 21-7. It's the War on 34 high school football here on Network West Virginia.
Boost your business with A4 Media. Our advertising solutions will maximize customer engagement across various screens. Did you know that 73% of adults use the internet every day? And they're using multiple devices like tablets, laptops, and smartphones to do it. Join the movement and put your business message across thousands of different websites and in front of your valued customers. A4 Media's advertising solutions provide the boost your business needs for success.
Biblical preaching, powerful singing. At Tays Valley Baptist Church, we believe in lifting up the name of Jesus and proclaiming Christ for the valley. We invite you to watch our services each Wednesday at 9 p.m. on Network West Virginia and hope you will join us during our weekly services where you can find a place to call home. For more information, visit our website at taysvalleybaptist.com.
After the Hurricane touchdown, it's 21-7 in favor of the Redskins with 4:47 left to go in this ball game. And the ball falls off the tee. Redskins looking to make it 9 straight in this series. And 23 of 24. And McCutcheon calling for somebody to come up and hold the ball, which to me is the scariest thing in the world to do, is hold a football while somebody kicks it. Puts the boot to it, high end over end kick. Will be taken in the end zone for a touchback. Winfield with some signs of life here in the second half, but not able to get over the hump and not able to get a stop when they needed it. And now either have to come up with a huge play or just kind of resign to the fact that it's just not your night. Tonight is your night, bro. It's your night, bro. Vance will come out with 4 receivers looking to throw. He'll come near side. Lofts it up there for Morris, in and out of his hands. My goodness, have there been more almost catches that we have seen with Morris tonight? My goodness.
It was in there. It was in his hands.
Stay in the same formation for 2nd and 10. Vance pulled it back, pulled it down. Now he's going to run ahead and into a wall of red helmets. 5-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 5. So we're inside 4:15 on a rolling clock in this ball game. Stay with 4 receivers. Vance to the near side. Bobbled and dropped. I would imagine Coach Snyder is going to work on that this week with Hunter Morris.
Coach, but I also see Coach Taylor taking his team to task on the
so many penalties.
The undisciplined way of they were playing.
Fourth and 5, and Winfield will have to go for it. Now, are we having an equipment problem? They will send one Redskin off the defensive line, and another one comes in to replace him. Vance to throw. Hunter Morris makes the catch and is immediately hit in the back. Out of bounds, but is enough for a first down.
Vance's pass complete to Morris.
Vance to throw again. Steps up across the middle of the field. Over one man and hits the one behind him, but still dropped and incomplete. And the last score by Hurricane, I believe, is sending this crowd to the parking lot.
There's about the same size line that came in at halftime out there right now.
Vance to Morris, makes the catch, turns upfield. Will be brought down near the 40.
Vance's pass complete to Morris.
Bring up 3rd and short. 3rd and a couple. Ball just inside the 40 is where 3:33 left in the ball game. Winfield trailing by 2 scores, just trying to get some points on the board here. Vance rolls out, throws down the near sideline for Hunter Morris, and he hauls it in and is brought down at the 31-yard line. Another big first down for Winfield. Good for him. Nice to see him make 3 consecutive catches. Vance to throw. Nobody's open. Steps up, and he will be dropped near the line of scrimmage, maybe just ahead. And the clock will continue to roll at 3 minutes.
Vance on the keeper, tackled by number 5, Jordan Williams.
Quick throw to the outside. Again, it is Morris, and he will go out of bounds at about the 25. And make it about 3rd and 3 or 4.
Vance's pass, again complete to number 18, Hunter Morris. Tackled by Cunningham.
Right now, the Hurricane coaching staff can't get the clock to run fast enough.
Throws to the end zone. Morris had it in his hand and let it go. Would have been a sweet one-handed catch, but he could not reel it in.
Cunningham got a hand on it, the defender, and it almost tipped it into the hands of Morris.
And there's got to be some kind of record. Hunter Morris has had more balls hit him in the hand tonight.
My daddy always said,
with the fewest amount of receptions.
Hit him in a bad spot.
Right in the hands.
Yeah, right in the hands.
Sponsored by Fusion Heating and Cooling.
And I believe Covert running the football. The ball was on the ground, but it may have been after he was down.
Yeah. I tell you what, that's going to be one sore young man.
Covert?
Yes.
He's played him a game.
I mean, he's
running back and linebacker, yep.
Both ways, special teams. I saw him at halftime when I went to get a bottle of water selling popcorn, so he's been active.
Vance to throw again across the middle. Ooh! Too high for his receiver, who got a shot to the knees.
His mom,
for good measure,
Sam Ingram.
Yep.
His mom, Marcy, sitting in the stands right below us right now.
Yeah.
She didn't have a very fine look on her face.
Yeah. Second and 10 for Winfield. We're at 2:30 left to go in this ball game.
I've seen these kids grow up, man. I mean, these kids are some really good kids on both sides of the ball right now.
Which is ultimately what you want to hear, is that they're just good kids.
Oh, look at this.
Throw to the end zone is a touchdown. Vance. A 20-yard touchdown pass to number 5, Cameron Brooks.
Can you hold?
So with the extra point pending here, and it's blocked. So the extra point no good. Leaves us at 21-13 with 2:23 left to go in the ball game. You're watching high school football on Network West Virginia.
Advertising has changed. Today, the internet reaches more people globally than any other marketing channels via social, search, and display. All can be used anywhere on the web, worldwide, or just in your neighborhood. We'll design a unique and effective advertising solution that will increase your store traffic by targeting your exact customer. Here, here, or even here. So advance to the next level in advertising. Reach more of the customers you want with internet advertising from A4 Media, the future of Suddenlink Media.
Back here in Winfield, 21-13, Hurricane leads. And at the very least, we should see an onside kick now.
You think?
Winfield has cut it to 8. Hurricane has nobody deep. Now they're kind of drifting somebody deep. And they will kick it deep.
I don't understand that move.
Kicking it to
all.
an empty side. It is not going to make
kick.
the end zone, so that's a live football. Brought down at the 15-yard line is number 5, Williams.
Drew's kick is fielded by number 5, Jordan.
I'm trying to remember if Winfield has called a timeout this half. I don't think they have.
I think they if they don't have all their timeouts, they have at least 2 of them.
So can you stop Hill long enough to keep them from getting a first down? Kind of surprises me. I was expecting an onside kick. Down 8. Hurricane offense is going to spread out 2 receivers. Now 3 receivers. As Roy, the senior, is in for his series. He'll hand to Hill, who pulls ahead to the 21. Timeout, Winfield.
They are gang tackling the ball, that's for sure.
And Coach Taylor, you know, he's gone back and forth. He's done his platooning with the quarterbacks. Womack has been the better passer this evening, but now here with the game on the line, Roy is in.
Roy has had some, that one series where the center snaps to him, at least 3 or 4 of them.
Off the mark,
yeah, we're all definitely off the mark.
High school band's car wash tomorrow at Advance Auto in Winfield. Donations will be accepted and you'll help the band.
Winfield burns a timeout, 2:11 to go in this game, trailing by 8. It'll be 2nd down and about 4 at the 21-yard line.
That missed extra point by Winfield on that last touchdown. Talking about something that could come back and haunt you.
If it comes to that, yeah.
If it comes to that, I mean.
The last Winfield win, a 17-16 win, where Hurricane missed an extra point.
And the Hurricane Mayor, Scott Edwards. Everyone stick around after the game.
Roy out of the shotgun. 2nd and 4. Feeds Hill. He's got some space. He's got a first down, and he's on the loose. There's midfield. Near sideline. Cuts back. 30. Headed for some open grass. Flag is going to be down for a block in the back as he goes into the end zone, but his 2nd touchdown of the night is going to get called back. The lineman, God bless him, number 71 is 60 yards downfield trying to do something.
Oh, look how far up it was. So he went from the, I mean, he had a 75-yard, 85-yard run, touchdown run, but the penalty was on the 20-yard line, so he gets from
He gets 60 yards into it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. He has scored this evening, has 1 touchdown run. He's now had 2 touchdowns taken off the board. Again, it should not, it can't be overstated that Hurricane has controlled this game. Anybody in the stands will tell you that this game has been 80% Hurricane, 20% Winfield. And it's an 8-point game. Interesting, to say the least. Roy out of the shotgun on 1st and 10. Back after the penalty. It's going to be at about the 31-yard line. Hurricane just looking to either burn the rest of this clock off or are they resetting the game clock? Resetting the game clock. And not 15 minutes. 1:54 they want on the clock. Winfield needs a stop. And who's calling timeout? Hurricane will call timeout.
Attention with Dalton Nye.
We are off next week. And then on Friday the 7th, join us in Elkins as the Elkins Tigers host the Lewis County Minutemen. I think it's the first time I've done football in Elkins. Steve, you ever done football in Elkins? No? And then after that, we'll go to Ravenswood as the Red Devils host the Williamstown Yellow Jackets in an LKC contest on September 14th.
Ravenswood opened up their season against Wahama tonight. I've not seen a score on that yet.
I don't even know what time it is. 9:37. Out of the timeout, Redskins will come to the line. Roy in the shotgun, Hill alongside. You feed your big guy, and he will go right up the middle. He'll get about 5 yards, and Winfield will burn another timeout.
Timeout is called by the Generals.
I believe that is their second. At 1:44 left in this ball game.
There's not much time.
1:46.
1:46 left on the time clock, but there's not much time for the Winfield Generals to be able to.
Even if they get a stop, their offense isn't built to move that fast. They got the ball down the field last time, but I think Hurricane was just kind of, they weren't playing press as much. Beautiful evening for football here under a full moon. While I have a second, our thanks to the staff and faculty at Winfield High School for being.
Will Isaacs is such a good athletic director here.
Gracious and welcoming and having us here.
Mark Snyder's got a team to work with this year. He really does for Winfield.
A lot of stuff to work on coming out of this first game, but he's got some horses. Yeah, he's got something to work with. 2nd and 5 for Hurricane. 2 running backs for Roy, and they'll hand off to Williams. He'll try to swing it around the right side. Nothing there but green jerseys, a couple of yards. And now we're going to get Winfield's last time out.
Ball carrier for Hurricane is number 5, Jordan Williams.
You know, in a rivalry like this, the kids know each other. They've played with each other on travel teams or other teams because they're only
7 miles apart. Is that the highest?
A little bit more than that, but you know, they know each other and they're friends. Sometimes I think the rivalry is more between the parents than the kids.
For the McCoy and McGee Trophy presentation, and again, Fusion Heating.
That's true a lot of places.
A $500 scholarship to one MVP.
In my travels, I've seen a lot of high schools was around when they were getting consolidated. I'm from the St. Mary's area, and when Sistersville and Tyler County were put together into Tyler Consolidated, I don't know that the kids cared that much, but the parents threw a fit.
What's that tell you?
Same with Huntington and Huntington East when they got put together. You can't call it Huntington High School.
Barbersville and Milton.
Yeah. 3rd and 5, handoff. He'll hit low, but he stays on his feet. Tries to move the pile. 90 seconds to go, and Winfield can't stop the clock anymore. It's going to be 4th down. So when they spot it, the play clock will start. 1:22, 1:20. And start the clock. 25-second clock starts at 1:15 to go. And I believe Hurricane has a timeout left if they want to run it all the way down. They are in no hurry. Roy isn't even out there. And Hurricane will burn a timeout as the play clock almost expires at 50 seconds left. 21-13. Hurricane just looking to salt this one away. It's 4th and 3. They are in field goal range, I believe, if they want to do something like that. They attempted a 49-yarder earlier in the game that did not miss by much. It was about 3 yards short. You run the ball and just, that'll burn 10 seconds off the clock if you can stay on your feet. And now I'm getting cold. And they will bring McCutcheon out to attempt a field goal. They'll put it down at about the 32, 33-yard line, so a 43-yard attempt with 50 seconds left.
He's got plenty of the foot.
And this would ice it for the Redskins. Ball's down, kick is up. Hit it.
43 yards.
24-13 makes it an 11-point game with 46 seconds left. And that will wrap up the McCoy-McGee Trophy for Hurricane, as Winfield just does not have enough time to get that many points. Next up for these teams next week, Winfield hits the road to take on the Herbert Hoover Huskies.
And then it's a big game for Hurricane. They go to Spring Valley.
Hurricane opens with 3 road games. Spring Valley, then Capital, before the home schedule of Cabell, Midland, Woodrow Wilson, and George Washington.
Murderer's Row.
Yeesh. If Hurricane makes the playoffs again this year, they will have earned it. A quarterfinalist last year. Winfield making the quarterfinals in AA. McCutcheon's kick will be caught just short of the goal line. 10, 15, and out to the 20-yard line on the return for Brooks. 41 seconds left in this ball game. Hurricane will start 1-0. Winfield 0-1, which has been par for the course after this rivalry game every year. And Hurricane does not have their defense on the field when Winfield snaps the ball. A quick pass out to Morris is going to go for a first down.
And he was tackled by John Porter. And another one of those track players, by the way.
Hurricane's slow to get their defense out there, and Winfield was lined up ready to go. You could see Vance clapping, like, snap it. Vance looking to throw again. There's just nothing there, and he's going to be brought down for a sack. And nothing they can do about it. About stopping the clock. They're going to hurry up and get back on the ball. And we'll spike it with 12 seconds left. Not sure why, but I'm on. I'm game. Whatever.
When you've played as hard as Vance has,
you've earned an extra play?
Yeah.
So 12 seconds left. We'll see if he just unloads one here. Steps up in the pocket, and he's going to be brought down again. And that is going to be how this game ends. 24-13. Hurricane a winner in the war on 34. And they continue their dominance of this series over the Winfield Generals. A great effort by both squads. The Hurricane comes up with the win, 24-13.
It was a game that you kind of thought it might happen, because when you got two rivals like this, neither one's going to give up even if they're down. And you saw that in Winfield tonight. They did not give up when the score got away from them a little bit. They kept fighting back, and now you're seeing them shaking hands out there on the field. A good game against two good rivals.
Thanks for joining me for the game.
It's been fun.
It was a good time. Steve Spencer on camera, fantastic as
always. You might
always.
see me in Ravenswood.
Love to. Come on by, man. It's going to be a good time. 24-13, your final score. Hurricane over Winfield. We thank you for watching high school football right here on Network West Virginia. Good night, everybody.